Hello, room. How are you guys? Are you here? Oh, yes, I'm already seeing some attendees. Hello. Hi, and welcome to this Wednesday night. I have Fiona and Susan and Kathleen. And Queen, the room is already filling up. It took me a little bit longer to sign up because my kitchen is it's I've cooked, and I want to show you just so that you can see. You see this pots back there and this stuff back there. My mom was in the kitchen, and I had to forewarn her to that if she wanted to be seen, she either could leave or could stay in the kitchen because my mom is here from Puerto Rico. Do you guys, Anna Marie, hello, and Tanya from Alaska, hi Lori. Are you Lori from New Orleans, or are you Lori from here? Oh, hi, good morning from Australia. I love you, Australians. I love that you guys come on over. I want to know, I have a question for you, dear host. Do you live with your guests, and how do you manage family and guests? Because so my mom is here for a little while. It's her big birthday this weekend, and my brother also Airbnbs, and so we're both splitting it. We split her between like guest arrivals and things like that. So she was here for 5 days because my brother had a guest, and now she's leaving today because my guests just arrived and they're here until Monday. And how do you manage? Do you have family that come over, or do you? I was cooking, and it's something that's really smelly. It's cod, and I make a bacalao salad. And my friend was like, "You cannot be cooking that. You have guests coming, and the house stinks like fish." And I'm like, "Okay, so what? It's life. I am not stopping my life just because I have guests." Yeah, exactly. You have to learn how to be hospitable and everything else. I'm going to give my mom my headphones because she's listening to a soap opera. So just give me 1 second. Mami, déjame ponerte esto para que tú puedas oír tu de esto y yo no oírla.
Ah, porque no, ya la bajé.
Sí, yo sé. Ahí lo puedes poner.
Thank you.
All right, I'm back. And okay, this is like, yeah, exactly. You live with guests and your son who's 24. It is a house, exactly. Well, it is part of the territory. And believe me, at the beginning when I started hosting 6 years ago, I used to be like, not have friends over, have exactly. Yes, Fiona, exactly. You have to like, oh wait, when I have people over, like the idea of being in a real person's place. Now the question is, do you invite your guests for dinner? Because I did not. I was kind of rude. Literally my guests just arrived like half an hour ago, and I was praying for them to arrive on time for me to be able to give them the tour before the webinar, because if they came in the middle, it would be like really like, oh, sorry. But this is life. This is the Airbnb living with your guests life, and this is what happens. And I'm just making conversation because we're waiting for the room to get a little busier. I say I don't think we're gonna stop in like 1 more minute. So not on my tippy toes again, like in the beginning. Exactly. Isn't it amazing how you change your life? I don't invite people for dinner. Lori's saying sometimes, but usually they want to eat out here in New Orleans. I live in my home and cook. I do fish. I burn. It says turn on the fast, but this is my home. Yeah, look, man. I unfortunately we don't invite them for dinner. They have a full kitchen upstairs. They do their own cooking. Well, what happens is I have 2 sets of guests. I have 2 listings. One is a separate apartment, and they have their own kitchen, and then the other one shares the kitchen with me. This particular guest, they just arrived today. They're here for 2 days with me sharing, and then they're moving upstairs to the private apartment. So it's an interesting thing, but thankfully downstairs they're very understanding. But I was cooking because my mom is here, my brother's picking her up, we had another friend, life. And if you're on the Facebook group, you saw the photos. So we are going to start our conversation We don't invite them if they have a full kitchen. I know, it's always that whole like thing, like, do I invite them? Like, I only cook for the ones I really have to like them. Yeah, I'm not much of a sharer. It's for me sort of like, look, you have your kitchen, so, or you're welcome to use the kitchen to cook or anything like that. Lori saying, believe me, they will probably get to be friends with your mom. Well, no, my mom will leave today. She's actually going back to my brother's because I have gas. So she's waiting for my brother to come in here and pick her up. And I had to warn him and tell him, hey, look, dude, just make sure that you don't make a lot of noise because I'm going to be teaching a class. He's a school principal, and so he's really busy. Yes, it's very rare that my mom becomes friends with my guests. It's rare, the ones that she likes, but that's another story. All right, so we are on class number 4 of cleaning your house manual. Thank you so much for staying with me. It's been an amazing 4 weeks of challenges and being here with you guys. And thank you for coming again today. Like always, this is not an Airbnb event. It's not sponsored by them. What I say and communicate is my thoughts and opinions and not theirs. Please no multitasking. Get off Facebook. Stop playing your game. We're going to start really soon, and you will get the checklist. You will get this presentation, not like the presentation per se, but you will get a breakdown of it, and it's all going to be on your replay page that you have been receiving on emails. Okay, so now you already know the story. I started Airbnb in 2010. I spoke all about Airbnb to Sharing Economy and to whoever wants to listen. And my story in 2014, I started consultation. And in 2015, I was honored to go to the Airbnb Open. It was really a fantastic opportunity. Tonight, we're going to talk about the house manual. And especially, I know, right? Thank you. I'm so glad. You could thank Pat, whom I believe is here in the room already. She's the one that has been working on all of that. So we're going to talk about your home and what it's specific that you need to have on your house manual. We're also going to talk about what is extra and what's in your neighborhood information, and then what will set your house manual apart and will be what's in your city. Okay, so now in your home, and this is essential, if nothing else that you provide us as a house manual. Hello, Pat. Pat is in Malaysia right now, and she's moving away very soon. But hi, Pat. In your home, if you don't have anything else as a house manual, your home has to be there. Okay, this has to at least, this is the minimal information that you need to have in your house manual. You need to have your address. Okay. And the reason for the address is because sometimes they call for a car service, or sometimes they need to get picked up by somebody or something like that. And not that they're going to have a package delivered or something like that, but it's a good idea to have your address on the front page of your house manual. So it's sort of like, hey, welcome. This is the address. Then is the next one is your contact information, whether it's a phone number, your email address. How do you like to be reached? Is it by text? And let them know this is the best way for you to reach me and get an answer. Okay, whether it's you or your manager. So they need to have that information, not just on a piece of paper, not just because you email it to them. They need something physical in the house. Now, another thing that I like to put in my house manual is actually my house rules. It's a great reminder, and I've had some hosts who purchase my house manual, and they love the idea of getting the house rules there to reiterate them, and for them not to say, oh, we didn't know. Okay, it's a great thing. Emergency information. I'll be here in the States, we use 911 when there's an emergency, but not everybody knows that. I believe in United Kingdom is 999 or something like that. So whatever kind of emergency information they need, excuse me, drinking water, you have to have a page with a nearby hospital, fire department, police, anything that will, if they have an emergency while in your house and you're not available, they can go and take care of it. Okay, Also, someone was mentioning that they had an earthquake in their house. They were in Japan, and how, familiar they were with earthquakes, and guests were sort of like a little concerned about it. If you have earthquakes, if you have anything that it's normal for you but not for your guest, you need to have a piece of paper with information about what to do, how not to worry. If you have flashlights, where are they located? So any of those things. Yeah, exactly. That is a great thing, Lori. The top 10 questions listed. That is, Jack, who was on yesterday's class, he has a quick tips. So they has the Wi-Fi code and contact information as a framed within the house. I have everything in the book. I don't like a lot of pieces of papers around, so I have everything in the book. I also like for guests to get into the habit of going to the book. All right. So it's a great thing. The top 10 questions, it's great. Remember, your house. Look, my guest just now, they're from Germany, and he didn't know how to turn off a light. It was simple. But for me, it's a simple light. For them, it's not a light switch that they have in Europe. And I understand whenever I go to Europe, I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Now, transportation. What is your local trains, buses, tuk-tuks, anything on how to get to your place or how to get out of your place, okay? Exactly, how to run the shower. You don't understand. I have this amazing shower, and not only do I have a flyer in the bathroom because I have to show, but I had to physically show them on how to use this shower. I don't know if it was worth the money, but it's a great shower, by the way. So things like that, you need to have them in information for your guests. Remember, they don't know your home, right? So transportation, one of the things happened to me, I was in Guatemala in December, and what part that I went to Lake Atitlan, they use tuk-tuks in the lakes, and then you use these little boats that take you to the parts of the lake. But I didn't know this information, and I didn't know how does the tuk-tuk work or how much you pay or anything like that. It would have been great for me to have some sort of information, and you don't want to be going to the internet and look for it all the time. All right. So it's great if you have something in writing at home. Look, and I know there's digital books out there and everything else, but sometimes you don't have the Wi-Fi code. You don't have Wi-Fi when you land, okay? So, oh my God, okay. So I'll tell them Guten Abend from Winnipeg, Canada. Yes, I have guests from Germany. So transportation, also home information, okay? And here is your Wi-Fi code, any kitchen rules if you're sharing your space, or even if you're not sharing your space, if you have any information about kitchen appliances, things like that. How to work anything in the kitchen special, like microwave or toaster oven, how to deal with trash, recycling, okay? Also, any information for anything special, sort of like a swimming pool, a hot tub, anything that you have special in your house, a barbecue grill, things like that. How do you want them to use it or not use it? And what are they allowed? Like in this photo, you have wine glasses, wine bottles near the pool. Maybe you don't do that. Well, in reference of a phone number for your repair guy, I don't allow that. I ask them to phone me, and if I'm away, I have contact. I have friends that are backing me up in the house, and then I contact my repair person. Just because they don't know, it's just not it's not the best thing for them to do it. For me, I prefer for them to contact me if there's any issues in the house. Maybe I'm home, maybe I could oh my God, recycling. Don't get me started. I have to go through trash every single time. And over here in New York, we recycle everything, including compost. Here in my neighborhood, the city picks up the compost recycling, and I have to go through trash all the time. And they fine us. If you have in the glass bags, if you have paper, they will fine me. So I have to be going through trash. And people tried, and I don't penalize them. People say, oh, charge them for it. But if they try, I don't penalize it. It's just they think that the recycling rules are the same which I'm grateful for. Okay. Yeah. Now, also checkout information. It's great for you to have it on your book. So, do you want them to? Really, you cannot hear me? Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? You lost me, Tanya and Kathleen. Pat, can you guys hear me? My Wi-Fi is looking. Oh, I'm back. Okay, perfect. All right. So I was talking about checkout information. Do you want them to strip the bed? Do you want them to do anything special with the trash? Do you want them to do anything? Also, it's great for you to reiterate the checkout time. So what you do is you tell them all that information there. Also, if you have any housekeeping, if they're staying for a long time, do you have anything housekeeping that you want to give them information about on towels, on sheets, and things to do? It's great for you to have it on the house manual. So that's the essential. That's your house manual. That's your house information, okay? And that's the minimum that I recommend for you to provide for your guest. Now, your neighborhood. Exactly, if pets can go in and out, anything like that. And believe me, Lori, I'm actually testing out having some pets around. I'm allowing them. I know, God forbid, but things are a little bit slow, so we do what we have to do. Now, what are extras are your neighborhood. So this is a great thing, and this reminds me a little bit of Guatemala where I was at. Restaurants, any restaurants that you recommend. Look, I live where I'm at. There's a really busy neighborhood with tons and tons of restaurants, but not every restaurant is great. So, you know, what I do is I tell them I have a list of restaurants of which ones I recommend, which ones, not only the restaurant name, I have actually a little map on how to get to it, and I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. I tell them the cuisine, the hours, the phone number, the website, because once you do this, you don't have to redo it. It is good for you to have any information, like let's say that you double check your house manual once a year at least, because restaurants close down and businesses close down. So it's good for you to go in and double check that information, okay? So now, any cafes, any place that you like to, that is special to you, any nearby parks, is it great for kids? Is it great for running? What time is a good time for running or not? There was something that happened near me, that there was a lady running at 5 in the morning. Thankfully, not a guest, but somebody here from the neighborhood that something happened and they got attacked, but they were running at 5 in the morning. So, you know, it's sort of like, hey guys, don't run at 5. But I do get runners that come for the races and things like that. So, you know, you have to let them know what is good in your neighborhood, where is safe, and where to go. All right. Any stores that you have that you like to go to, any bakeries, groceries, definitely have more than one if you have one nearby you. I have about a few of them. I have one that's actually a little bit of a walking distance, which is a Whole Foods. But Whole Foods, it's a destination. It's not just a grocery. It's this amazing place where you go, very expensive, but it's really great. They even have food and things like that, and it's great for them. So I included it in my house manual. Specialty stores, including pharmacies. Don't forget about a pharmacy, things that they would go. So I even have the post office because sometimes I want to mail things. And the house manual is something you're going to continue to work on it again and again and again. It's not like you build it once and you forget it. It's sort of like your Airbnb listings. You know how you go in and you play with it. Exactly, whole paycheck we say, but guests love it. Exactly, it's a great place. And Lori, you know, Lori's talking about Whole Foods. I actually, even in the city, I tell them where they are, because sometimes I have guests that might have some dietary restrictions, and it's a great place to go and not spend a lot of money if they have kids. So it's like, oh, you can grab a buffet and not eat, you know, you don't have to spend a lot like restaurants and things like that. All right, so specialty stores, bars, things like that. Think about your neighborhood. What is walking distance, or even if it's a little bit of a walk, but that you totally love? That is a session in your book. I have an actual binder that I have created. All right. Now, what sets you apart is if you have information about your city. Your guests will always go to the same tourist locations. I'm telling you, they always go to the same ones. It is very rare that I have a guest that wants to visit someplace else, unless they've been into the city a few times, they've been to New York a few times, then they are more adventurous and they want to visit other places. Yes, don't say Botox. I don't say Botox. I say, beauty places. So in reference of your city, any attractions that they're going to go. Any quiet spots that if they are in the middle of a busy place, like a major city, if they want a quiet spot, where are they and where can they go to, get some energy back? All right. Any fun zones, especially if you get families in your listing, it's great for you to have a variety of places that is just not adults only, but that is also for children. Or in this case, teenagers, because sometimes they just don't want to go to museums, okay? Anything beyond your neighborhood. This is another neighborhood here in Brooklyn. It's called Dumbo, which actually stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. And it's a great neighborhood. I sent my guests there all the time. I actually sent my German guests that going there tomorrow. And so I tell them, go here. This is a great place. These are things that you could do and everything else. If you have a hidden gem, if you have a beach that is not touristy, okay? Exactly. Even libraries have events. Exactly. Look, you have things like movies, especially like in the summer. So hidden gems, special events, seasonal events that you know about your city. And whenever someone's coming to your city, they might not know it. They might not know what's happening, that there's like this great movies by the park every Thursday night starting in June, or all these free concerts and where the best seats. But you know this, you have this information, you have an insider. And I think if you see Airbnb's new commercials, they have this whole campaign of live there. But who makes them live there is us. It's not just the city. We make them live there with our insider information. And Lori, like for you, you have exactly like you're saying, there's other places that besides the French Quarter, and it's like, how many times can you go to the French Quarter? So for you, it's like beyond the French Quarter. That could be the heading, beyond the French Quarter, what to do and where to go, where you go as a local. All right. Now, something that I have done for some guests that are here for just a little bit is itineraries. So what I do is, exactly, you have a festival calendar for every festival year round, put one in each room. Those are great things that just add flavor to your listing. And believe me, not everybody's doing this, okay? This is just some hidden stuff that will put you up on your reviews, and it will totally give you 5 stars from your guests. So itineraries, what I've done is I created this schedule for guests when they're here for 1 or 2 days, because I know what they're visiting. So I tell them, okay, if you're going to visit this and this, I recommend that you go here, you start at the Statue of Liberty, or you start here and then you go here and grab something to eat there, and this is your day. Some people do it, some people don't. All right. Now, information that you provide is address, website links, how to get there, and any nearby restaurants. All right. So it will do, it's great for you to give them some insider information of nearby restaurants or nearby coffee shops in those touristy places, because if not, they just don't know. They don't know. They're just going to have bad food. And, bad food is just not good on a vacation. All right. Remember, we're memory makers. We are in charge of someone's vacation, wedding, first time in our city, whether they've dreamt this trip, whether they've saved forever about it. This is who we are. This is what we do. We don't just rent a room. We don't just provide a bed. That's not what we do. We make them have an amazing trip in our house. And it is beyond just giving them a bed, and it is just beyond giving them clean sheets, whether you iron them or not. We're creating memories for them. All right. So now my house manual used to be just this. It was just a drawer full of, you know, things that I picked up from the different tourist attractions. And now you hear it in the background, my mother and my cousin who just got here. I also used to just give them a pamphlet of I'm sorry, I just got distracted. A pamphlet of restaurant recommendations without them really knowing what was good or what was bad. And of course, you have Airbnb's guidebook, which is great, but not really. And now I have this. It is a house manual. It's I created it. I've designed it. It's been, you know, my guests love it. As you could see, they say, you know, the great tips in the welcome book. Believe me, tons of my guests recommend my book, and tons of my guests totally mention it. All right. Now, your house manual answers questions before they're asked. Where's the Wi-Fi? It's in the manual. Where's the train? It's in the manual. Where's the local place to get coffee? It's in the manual. You get them used to it. So now what I want you to know is, what does your current house manual say about your home? Is it welcoming? Is it inviting? Or is it this? Believe me, I've seen house manuals that are just handwritten or just really small or anything like that, and it's just really bad. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be ready for your guest. I want you to be prepared beyond your home. I'm sorry, just give me a second. I cooked if you want to eat. If you give me 5 more minutes, I'll be done. Beyond your home, if you're feeling overwhelmed like I am feeling right now, and you have no time, you don't need to reinvent your personal house manual. I built it. Well, Lori, yours is my more professional, and you can get your hands on it. You do it once and you be done. It's a welcome with house rules, answers all your questions. It has multiple themes. It has skylines, cities. You could customize it. This is a great, this is one of my dearest hosts that he customized his. He has a nudist place in Florida, and he customized his book. Everybody knows who stays there that it's a naturalist, okay? So from sunsets to chickens, you know, I understand that people might not read mine, but they do read it. Believe me, you might not be, people do read it. They go through the manual. They do use it. Not everybody, but they both, for the most part, and you have it there. So in addition to the house manual, you have a neighborhood transportation book, step-by-step instructions. It's formatted for you guys on Keynote, on PowerPoint, on Word. You have great testimonial people that have already bought the template. What do I put? Do you put a folder to add extra pages in? I have it in a binder, Fiona. It's actually a book, and I just keep adding pages to mine. So it's not what I'm providing for you guys, and this is just testimony from people that have bought the manual themselves, because it's only $39. It's not a big expense. It's $39. You get the house manual template, you get the transportation template, you get the neighborhood. I'm going to show you my book right now. All right, so let me just get to my book, my dearest friends. And basically what's happened here in my home is my cousin, who I love and adore, got here, and he's the one that helps me in the house. So I really love him and adore him. Yes, you could use plastic covers for the pages and inserts and change it. And also you could have it, what I have to actually done is I put like little, on the 3-hole holes, I've covered them so that they're protected because people use it a lot. All right, but let me show you my book. I have my book right here for you guys because I wanted to show you. And last time you guys were asking for my book and you want to see it. So I'm going to show you. It's on Google because I use Google Drive for my stuff. Yeah, reinforcement. Thank you, Lori. Woof. That word just went out of my head. Well, Kathleen, I give it to them when they have it at home, because sometimes you just get a little bit too overwhelmed. If they want certain information, like if they want restaurants, if they want airport information or transportation, I send them that, but I don't send them the manual because it gets overwhelming. They're thinking about the trip, they're thinking about other stuff. Yeah, exactly. I love it. I'm glad you find it fun. It is fun. Look, I posted this on the Facebook group. We were visiting, I was with my mom and we visited this Brooklyn Bridge Park, which is not a new park, but it has some new stuff. And I was taking photos to add to my book. So I'm always updating my book. So this is my actual book. This is for the private apartment. And this is my book. And the next page is right here. You see it has a welcome, and this is how you get it. It has all this beautiful stuff. This is my header, and that's actually I have to change it because the house colors changed. You see my house rules. Because I have smoking is such a big house rules for me, I have it very much separate, and I actually talk about it when I do the tour. Public transportation, this is the little map that I was telling you guys about that I'm going to show you how to do. We have instructions on how to do this kind of map. All right. The next page is TV stereo. You see, I have from like, people don't know yeah, one way to update your photos too. Exactly. So you have updated, it's fun. It's a living, breathing organism, man. So this is my kitchen part. As you see, I have microwave information, trash. Can we say trash? My God. And then check out information. And that's it. You know, I tell them you don't need to make the bed. People still make the bed. And this is my house manual. All right. I tell them on housekeeping that I do not do daily housekeeping. So, you know, I give them some information about stuff like that. All right. So this is the house manual. This is the private apartment. The one downstairs is a little bit different. Now, do you guys have any questions? Let me give you also, let me show you the restaurants portion of my house manual. And this is right now work in progress. Yeah, you know, it's great to tell them because people don't know. People don't know your stations. I mean, why would they know it? Just think about it. They don't know. They really don't know. So this is the neighborhood information that has restaurants. As you see, I have information like a little map that I show them how to get there. I'm sorry, my binders are with my guest. I have the house is full and both books are with my guest, but it's literally a binder. I have an extra one, but this is my restaurant. Let me just show you guys this for a minute. This is the restaurant portion of it. As you can see, it has like different places and then I have like little quotes of where to go and what to do. You see like great place for this or not. This is the grocery stores, the one that's close to me, and then of course Whole Foods. I even have a photo of it. So this is what I provide to my guests, and I know you guys. And let me just show you. It's basically a book like this. Let me show you something. It's a binder like this. It's, you know, it's actually I need to get a bigger binder. This is about a ½ inch. And it looks something similar to it. I just had to give it to my guests because they're here and they're using it. Actually, they were asking me what to go for dinner. I showed them in the book and I gave them a couple of recommendations. And it's a great way for you guys to hold your hands of your guests without being there. It's, you know, it's you in their space and avoid questions. All right. Do you have any questions, my dears? Anything about the book? So if you guys don't have many questions and you want me to look at your listing and you dare to do that, I'd be willing to do that for you guys. So you know the drill. You have to give it to me easy. You gotta give me the URL and then we'll go through it. So who's going to be first? If you have been, if I've seen your listing before, be nice to everybody else. And let's just, when are you, I'm dying to go to Alaska. It's actually my bucket list. All right, so we have Anna is one of our first persons. Oh, Anna, this is really, oh, Brazil. Are you, no, but you're in Sao Paulo, you're not in Rio. Okay, let me share this, guys, this with you. It's in my bucket list to go to Alaska. So hopefully one of these days I'm actually thinking of doing a trip to New Orleans, Lori. I keep teasing you with that. All right, here we go. So, Cozy Paulista, best location. Anna, I don't understand, what does this mean, Paulista apartment? Can you explain? Lori, I already did you. So I need someone that hasn't been done before, even if it's a separate apartment. We got to give a break to everybody else. All right. This as a first image. Wait, didn't I do this apartment? Doesn't this look familiar? Hey, I just did you. You changed it. You changed the images. Anna, I loved it. Thank you. This is not, still, I'm still not happy about this image. So now I did you. I'm going to close you off because I did this place already. It might be an important place avenue in Sao Paulo, but it's not. I won't know it even if I'm traveling. Okay, guys, I need you to be fair to everybody else, and if I have seen your listing and commented in the past, I need you to be nice to people and give them a chance. Just give them a chance. Oh, I'm having an issue. Hold on one second. Beat this listing is, this URL is not working. Sorry, you need to give me something better. I'm getting a listing error here. Why is it not blue? Why is it not what blue? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. All right, let me see. Tanya and Rick. Oh my God, this is beautiful. All right, let me show this to you guys. Beat, I will do you if you give me a good URL. Pat, can you show her? All right, this is, I'm gonna show you this. It's okay. This is a beautiful photo. It's very inviting. This is just gorgeous. My recommendation is you could shorten the caption. You don't need to use the whole thing. Oh, how pretty. Oh my God, I love this. This is a great statement. Very nice. I wish this photo was a little clearer. Okay, I wish this photo was a little clearer. Oh my God, this is great. I love the colors, very nice. You have good photos, and I like it that you have it in a different layouts. The white doorway. Oh, this is great. So UADA, this is fantastic. All right. Very lovely. Okay, so you have some photos here that are vertical instead of horizontal. I wish, can you retake some of these? And yeah, you see like here instead of this one, just because they're a little wider, gives us more information. This is a great photo, and I will probably put this one ahead. So let's look at the first 5. I mean, I love these, but you could do, instead of this blurry kitchen one, I will do the one of the kitchen table. All right. So I will do this one instead of the blurry kitchen, or redo the kitchen. So now you have 34 photos. Do you have too many? This is great. This is great. I love it that you don't provide wine. I don't provide wine or beer or anything like that. I love it that you have books and things like that. This is really beautiful place. I will have the images of the view. I will have a few more first, because you only have one, and then you go all the way towards the end before you show me any of the beauty of your space. So I will probably pepper it a little bit, and have it like that. All right. Entitled is yours to enjoy. I don't know if I will have this on your listing name. I will have something else, because you have a beautiful place, and I don't know if people choose to stay at a place because it's 1,200 square feet, you know. So I'm gonna say, go through your, if you haven't, view the other classes, go to the replays on the descriptions and go and see what my recommendations are. Okay, but this is a beautiful place and great photos. Really, really good job. All right, now let me go to the next one. How do you get info to update your manual? I use the calendar I talked about and try to keep up with changes. I search. I go to Time Out magazine and things like that, and I just do some searches. All right. Let me try this one more time. Okay. Beautiful. I love the first photo with the relax. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay. And you're welcome, Tanya. All right. This is, yes, I got it. All right. So cozy and private. Bed, bath, breakfast. Okay, so do you have a private bathroom? Because if you have a private bathroom, I will have that on your listing. Because it trumps everything else. I wish the photos were a little lighter. Okay, I understand why you want to do this, but this is a little bit busy. And then also what you remember, this is photo number 3. So then over here, you see how it looks on the screen of 5 shots. I want you to think about this. I did a photograph class, and I want you to go back and review it. Because then, and if you want us to look at your listing again, go to the Facebook group, put it up, and just tell me, hey, Evelyn, can you look at it again? And I will do it, okay? So you see how the listing, you see how these 2 photos here are not the greatest. They're not really telling me a lot. And this is just way too busy for photo number 2 because it's just, my eyes don't know where to look. Okay, I understand why you did it. You wanted a collage of photos, but it's just a little bit too busy. Because each one of these could be an individual photo, and I will have it as that. So these photos of the bathroom are not the best. I will redo them, and also I will redo some of those photos just to get them brighter. I like that you have this. This is great for your convenience. It's a great photo. I like this, that you have a little refrigerator for them and things like that. And my recommendation, so they're allowed to use this. This is great. Don't lose the house key. Okay, I love that. So you see, instead of having in addition, and not just instead of, but in addition to having your this information, what you could do is get a house manual or create your own. You don't have to buy mine, but you could create your own and build it and have information there for your guests. Okay. Now, what you do is go through your reviews and use them as captions. It's something I spoke about, and use them as captions on your photos. And if you notice, a lot of my lovely hosts are doing that. Okay. Bottom left, to do nothing for it. Lori, I'm confused. How do you get info to update your manual? I use the calendar I talked about. Try to come up with changes, but how do you keep current? I am confused, Lori. All right, do you guys have any questions? Because it's 8:43. I have hungry people, including myself, and they're not going into the kitchen because they will be seen. So, do you have, if you do a nice cover for your manual, we use that pictures with a caption about the manual? Yes, you could do that. Of the 2 bathrooms, sorry, you caught it. Yes. So yeah, I mean, look, if you do a manual, I love this photo of it's not how big the house, it's how happy the home. I love that. And you could do that as just an individual photo, or it could be the theme of your home. You could create some sort of theme about your home. I cannot do captions out of my reviews. No, you're not stupid. No, shush. Oof, we don't say those things. Pat, did we create a checklist on how to do captions? If we didn't do it, we'll add a checklist on how to do that, okay? So don't worry about it. Look, we're posting how to do screenshots, how to save screenshots, how to save your stuff. And, you know, yes, you can. And if you want to hire me for an hour conversation, we could do it together. I will hold your hand, okay? So don't worry about it, that you guys have it, All right. But now, if you're interested on the house manual, you're more than welcome to buy it. I'm here for you. So, you know, don't worry about it. Can you hug me? Yes, you can hug me. Yes, you can hug me. And I will hug you back. Only we're here. All right. So if you guys have no more questions, this is our last class on the challenge. Can you believe it? 4 weeks, 4 classes. Wow. We will be doing after my mom is gone. No, dude, man. I am making, my mom is having a big birthday. Actually, her birthday's the day before my big 50th birthday. And we're throwing her a gathering here in the house, and I'm cooking. So yes. So you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me, and my lovely Australians, have a great day. Thank you for, again, being part of this group. I'm going to be sending you a survey in about a week or so, because I want to know, what do you guys want for next? I'm thinking of some classes of like going really deep into Airbnb or talking about other things. So look out for the survey, and thank you so much for always being here. Like always, have a good night and happy hosting, guys and girls. All right.